see all of you are very fresh and rejuvenated sitting at home. No? Well, I can see all of you very colorful on my camera right now. I mean, the gallery is dazzling with colors. It's really gonna be a phenomenal experience, isn't it? Well, I'm totally loving this online experience. You just don't have to look at only the Toastmaster of the day. We can have all the different expressions around, isn't it? Well, today's theme is celebrating her. That's over there at the back. Well, her, the mother, the source of life. Her, the sister, who's the rock of support. Her, the spouse, who adds meaning to your life. Her, the friend whom you can lean on. Her, the woman. Don't you all think that a woman should be celebrated? Well, okay, let me tell you a story. In ancient times, women were revered and respected in some cultures as goddesses, and some cultures even entrusted in them the life, the pillar of support, and also the paradise under her feet. But the medieval times, as dark as they were even darker for women. Women had lost their say. Only, except for few with the royal blood, most of the women were confined to their homes around the world, not one place. We had lost our say, our expression. We were all basically, behind the walls of our house doing the household activities, and there was no say in any state affairs, politics, leadership, anywhere, none. This descended into the modern times, but in the early 20th century, one woman in London, Emmeline Pankhurst, had a different plan. She led a one-of-a-kind, all-woman movement called the suffragette movement, which had only one demand: the right to vote. Yes, friends, till then, nowhere around the world were women allowed to vote or participate in state affairs in any way. Because of her movement, the revolutionary, phenomenal movement, women finally got the right to vote. Why is Emmeline so relevant today? Because then, finally, women, once it was done in UK, everyone else followed, and women were out of those curtains. They were down from those mezzanines and entered their bar, taken center stage, and allowed to speak up, to take leadership roles, and finally to have the right and the freedom of expression. So we are all here, hand in hand, face to face with all the lovely men out there, finally being celebrated, loved, and appreciated. So, with the spirit of Emmeline, let us begin today's meeting. So, let me introduce the role players for today. Okay, our first role player is the timer. She is a lady, our president. She's a nerd who realized that there's life beyond books. She's passionate about everything she does. And she goes by the motto, take the best, leave the rest. When asked what she thinks is the one quality that needs to be celebrated in a woman, she says it's her compassion. Compassion towards herself, towards others, towards the world around her. Let's welcome DTM Alifia Lakdawala. Over to you.
Thank you, Sana. Good evening, one and all. I'll be the timer for today. So maybe in every segment, whenever I come, I'll be showing the timing or explaining the timing rule rather. For the minimum time, I'll be showing the green as you see at the screen. Can you see my green? With your thumbs up, please. Okay. Then for the minimal time or the mean time which we reach, I will be showing the yellow. And finally, for the final minute, the red will go up. So accordingly, as per the speeches, 5 to 7 minutes I'll be timing. And for the table topics and evaluation, I'll come as and when the segment comes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Didier Malifia. Well, our next role player is the general evaluator. He is a big proponent of online meetings, and he is the reason why everything is looking all geared up today. Well, he believes in gender equality, and he says none of the gender is superior over the other. So let's welcome our Area 21 Director, Toastmaster Cajetan Barretto.
Good evening, everyone. My role today as a general evaluator is to look at this meeting, this very interesting, this very virtual, and something we are not used to, but we are all slowly getting used to it. So I will try to keep my evaluation more or less on how we could make this better for the next time. And of course, as a whole meeting, there is a team of evaluators who will support me, the speech evaluators, the grammarian, the R counter, and together we will deliver you our impression of this meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cajetan. Well, our next role player is the grammarian. She's a vibrant, zesty, and ethereal lady who sprinkles love into everything she does. When asked one quality that needs to be celebrated in a woman, she says it's her fortitude in the deepest times of turmoil and stress. She's the mast that sails the yacht and creates an aura of magnetism wherever she goes. Let's welcome our area director, Toastmaster Ruhana Keel.
Thank you so much, TMOD Sana, for those lovely words. And yes, you too are a woman of words. So today I am being the woman of words here. I mean, I'm going to be noticing everyone's words. That's my job today, basically to see the good usage of the language and also not so good usage of the language. Now, the word of the day that I have chosen also is in theme with the theme of the day. The theme of the day being celebrating her. The first word that came to my mind was phenomenal. Why phenomenal? Because of this thing that I want to share. I'm still not able to share it. So let me kind of read it out to you, and if I can, I'll keep it close to you all so you all can have a look at it as I read it. It's a beautiful poem by Maya Angelou, who says this, that a woman is phenomenal. If you all can see that, it says, pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman I am. So the word of the day is phenomenal, and I hope most of you all over here are going to use it. Over to you, TMO.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohana. Our next role player is the Ah counter. He's one of the newest member of the club, a quick learner who believes that women are capable and are equal to men. And one quality that needs to be celebrated in a woman, he says, it's the amount of sacrifice they make to raise their family. Let's welcome the Ah counter, Toastmaster Sri Ramdas. Over to you.
Can you hear me?
Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Sriram. I am the R counter for today's meeting. So as you will be knowing, I will be looking out for clutch words and filler words like so, then, etc. And I will present my report at the end of the meeting, the evaluation section. So all the best. Do well for this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriram. Well, and thank you to all the role players. Now let's move to the prepared speeches segment. So we are having 3 phenomenal speakers lined up for today. Let's go one by one. Our first speaker is a very accomplished, multidimensional personality whose achievements span long and wide. An ardent Toastmaster whose view is that a woman must be celebrated for her patience. And I can't agree more. DTM Murli Manohar. To evaluate him, we have a dynamic lady who needs no introduction, 8 and 19 director, Toastmaster Tabassum Ali. To you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Sana. My target speaker, Division E Director Murli, will be embarking on his Level 1 Project 2 second speech from his third part, that is team collaboration. The objective of his speech are the purpose of this project for the member to speak on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his first speech. His first speech had been evaluated by our district director, Wafa Salman. And before coming here, I have already seen his first speech as well as I have heard the evaluation. So today I will be evaluating the second speech. All the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
So let's welcome DTM Murli Manohar. DTM Murli, are you there? Well,
Okay.
I guess there's a glitch there.
How many of you have got missed calls in your mobile till date? Can you raise your hands? How many of you have received missed calls in your mobile? Can you just raise your hands? Great. I'm going to talk today about what is a missed call, and by the end of the session, I would love to tell you the importance of a missed call. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests, I dedicate this speech of mine to a phenomenal lady that is my mother. In Wikipedia, as per Wikipedia, missed call is something a person has an understanding with another person, and when he achieves or when he does that, he gives a call just to remind people that he has reached or he has done the work. However, in today's life, the missed call is something different. What is that? Many people, including my own family members, they do not take calls if the number from where it is coming is not registered in their mobile. Toastmasters, is it possible that all the numbers in the world can be fed in our mobile? There could be some reason where someone calls us for introducing something or they want to talk about some matter. If we do not take the call, what happens? What are the repercussions of this? We may not know the purpose of the call and we would not be able to connect with that person. Because of the commercial activity, so many calls come from unsolicited people. We do not take calls which are not registered in our phone calls. Let me tell you some experiences of mine. Few years back, I did not have a phone in India while I was here. So when I happened to reach Hyderabad, I used to call people, call my home using someone else's phone. But the problem is, my wife doesn't take a call if it is not there. So I cannot have all the people's phone number fed into my wife this thing. So I used to have a problem. So slowly I've educated my wife, saying that there could be some reason when some person, including our children, they were not having mobile those days. If they want to contact you, they may have to contact you from someone's phone. So please do not miss this call, because they may be in an emergency. They may not know how to convey this. Slowly, my wife got adjusted. How, if I give a call from someone's phone, because I did not have a phone that time in India, I used to call again for the second time. Then she knew that she has got a call from someone that is person like me. I welcome our regional advisor, DTM Ali Shabazz Ali, to here to this missed call. So, friends, what is a missed call? Please do not allow any missed call to appear. There could be some reasons where you may be busy and you may not have taken the call. But when you see a call, when you see your mobile after you complete your work or anything, if there is any missed call, I urge you through this speech to revert to the person and find out the purpose of the call. Maybe it is someone who is known to you as an emergency and they wanted to convey, and they may not know, you may not know that number, or someone wanted to give you some message, urgent message. I'm going to share with you one another experience. My neighbor had a problem and he fell down, and I happened to contact his son. His son did not have my mobile number, so he did not pick up. I had to take myself, my wife had to take that neighbor and put him in a hospital in Hyderabad called Yashoda Hospital. From hospital landline, we called him. That time the son picked it up and he was feeling sorry. He was there in Hyderabad only, but he could not take the call. So he ran and then met his family in the hospital. So what is a missed call? My friends, missed call is something which you may not know someone whose number is there. But do not allow that call. If it is a spam call, you will get in red color. But if it is a normal call, even if you don't know, you can attend to that call and tell them, sorry, this is a wrong number, or you can tell them I'm not interested. Through this message, through this speech, I would like to emphasize once again, in case you miss a call, there could be a coloss, a phenomenal coloss, a loss to you. It could be a loss of something. One more thing I would like to share with you finally is, in city center, once one of my friends got a prize and they called him and he did not take the call. And it was once, twice, thrice. Because he did not take the call, the prize went to the next person in row. So there could be some opportunity in life. As I told, it could be a phenomenal loss. That could be, you could be $1 million winner. There could be an emergency. There could be many reasons. So finally, I would like to revamp and tell you once again, do not miss any call. In case you are busy and you could not attend to the call, what you can do is you can call back to that person and let them know who is the person, and get connected, because a missed call can change many of our lives. It could be a catastrophe, it could be a very good thing. So, friends, missed call is not a call which you should avoid. Missed call can lead to a very important thing. I'm sure this speech has made an impact in your life, and surely from tomorrow, if you happen to get any missed call, please don't miss it. It could change your life. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Murli Manohar, for that insight into missed calls. Well, before moving to the next speaker, I guess we have our Region 11 advisor with us. So DTM Ali Shehbaz Ali, let's welcome him Would you like to share a few words, sir?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, or I would call you a moderator since we are in this virtual world of Zoom. I'm happy to be back in another virtual call happening in Kuwait. Yesterday I attended one and today is one. Thank you, DTM Alafia. You shared the link on the Facebook Region 11 page. There is a thread going on. You can just go there and add your club links, and I'll try my best to be there. I see district officers, DD Wafa and CGD Alka, division director speaking, and I see an area director, Cajetan, being a moderator as well. Wonderful to see all the efforts. Uh, Toastmasters, I would just share one experience. This is one, I believe, my sixth call for the day. I have another one. They're waiting for me as well in District 122. What I noticed today was there were some guests who joined from a very remote area. It was their second virtual meeting, a Toastmasters meeting, which they never attended before. This was their second virtual meeting. And guess what? They are ready to join Toastmasters, both of them. It's a couple actually. So if your club follows best practices, your club follows parliamentary procedures, and it's a club which has that quality, um, a quality oriented atmosphere, do invite guests to join, because this is an opportunity for guests to come and witness another side of um, Toastmasters in crisis. We didn't stop, but we are still meeting. So great efforts. I'll be here for some more time to hear some good speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, let's move on to our next speaker. He's someone who wants to discover himself and discover the world around him. He wants to travel places and see the world, but keep changing the lenses. He thinks that the one quality that needs to be celebrated in a woman is that of the responsibility to groom a child for the better society, which a woman is best at. So, this is Toastmaster Javed Hussain. To evaluate him, we have a lovely, vigorous, and suave lady, my name twin, Toastmaster Sana Dalvi.
Thank you, Sana. Thank you so much for that wonderful, short, sweet introduction. Now, my target speaker, Toastmaster Javed, is embarking on his Level 1 Project 2 evaluation and feedback. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The title of his speech is Working from Home. All the best, Toastmaster Javed.
Thank you very much. I hope my audio is audible. If you can get a thumbs up. So, okay, great. So when I heard about the news that there could be a possible lockdown or possible official holiday because of the coronavirus, the initial response was shocking because this is an unprecedented move by the government. I decided to visit the nearest supermarket to grab some milk for the kids, as I was anticipating a total rush, a total meltdown, a possible complete anarchy by the people visiting the supermarket. So while I was waiting for the top management to officially declare a holiday, I rushed to grab some milk. And once I got in, the crowd was normal. By the time I got out, which was 15 minutes later, it was total chaos. Total chaos. What happened later on was utterly shocking. Toastmaster of the day, my dear guests, good evening. As I waded my way back through a hectic traffic, what I realized was after an exhausting shopping spree, I was informed that we will be eventually working from home for the next 2 weeks. This sounded like a phenomenal opportunity to enjoy the comforts of home while being able to do the work I like to do, and be an employee who would actually contribute even in these stages and tough times that we have. The first day after we were supposed to work from home, I was woken up very early at 7 o'clock with a phone call. It was a business phone call. Since the official working hours was from 9, I was a little annoyed at being woken up so early for something that could have been handled later. But since we are all working from home, it meant we had to work as and when required. We had to answer all business-related calls and queries at that point of time, which was fair enough. The day progressed with a multitude of phone calls, sometimes making us annoyed, sometimes making us angry, sometimes allowing us to laugh. And this was an opportunity for me and my kids to see the various moods of their father working day. The second day that I got up early actually, anticipating another phone call, this time probably giving me news of a disaster that could have happened. Fortunately, nothing happened. But then I was working throughout the day, starting early and eventually finished late as normal around 6:30 in the evening. The only good thing was I had lunch at home and delicious it was. Third day was even more eventual. I got up early and we decided we'll have a sumptuous break, at least lunch. So because the kids aren't supposed to go out, we're not supposed to move. I'm being instructed by the office not to move around. A lot of pending projects going on, a lot to do after the quarantine period finishes. So we decided we'll have a sumptuous lunch at home. And this time the lunch will be cooked by me. So it was an eventful day, and I really enjoyed it. The meal was good. The kids enjoyed it. The family was all happy. So it was a very nice day. One of the major aspects or the realization that I have after working from home is that it allows your kids and your immediate family to be part of a world that they've never seen. This means they've never seen the various moods that you go through during the day based on the situation at that point of time. They never see you handling a situation, good, bad, ugly, and they see a completely different personality of somebody they hold so beloved. It was an eye-opener both for me and for my kids, especially for my kids because they've never been part of my world. They don't know what I do for a living. They understand I do something on computers, but that's what. They don't know how I deal with people. They don't know how well or bad can I speak different languages that that I encounter on a day-to-day basis. And my rule has always been that if I've been asked a question in a specific language, try my best to answer in the same language. The fifth most important thing that happened was my spouse was also instructed to work from home. This was an exciting event. Why? Because I've never been part of her life. I don't know what happens when she goes to office, how many people she talks to, what kind of interactions they have, what kind of work they do during the whole day. We normally catch up at the end of the day talking about the main events, but to go through her entire day with her is really amazing. So I see she logs in early morning, then she starts with the phone calls, and I hear all kinds of phones, all kinds of noises in the background because everyone is working from home. I hear her talking to people and having arguments, leading to complete chaos, especially for some people who are actually listening to her. What happens later on is that you see and you realize that working from home actually adds a completely different dimension that is exposed to your living, to your family members. They get to know things that they never realized. They don't know how important, how hardworking, how difficult it is to spend the day at work and what all the kinds of activities that you need to do to make sure that you come back home having achieved something and making sure that your kids get the benefit of your hard work. Finally, I also realized something very specific. For those of us who have spouses working, you actually never realize the amount of effort, the amount of hard work, the sacrifice, and the commitment we all have to our work. And we always get to see this. And this opportunity was given to us by the work from home directive that was provided by the government. I realized a lot. I saw my wife handling different situations, tough ones, working late at night, dealing with different kinds of people. And what I realized was there is a lot more than what we see at home. I think each one should be celebrated for all of this, whether it's the man in the house, or the women in the house, especially in the women in the house, because if if a woman did not do anything in her life except give birth to a child, she would still be better than all the creatures on this world. She is the one who takes our legacy forward, but that's not the only thing. She actually grooms the future generation to be better human beings. I think every lady, every woman should be applauded for that, should be recognized for that, and we should all celebrate her achievements first. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Javed, for that very relevant topic. So now, before going to the next speaker, we have our district director, DTM Wafa Salman, with us. Probably you'd like to say a few words, ma'am. Well, um, okay.
I can't see her. She has left, I think.
Okay. Okay. So fine. We can have a minute of feedback. Probably we can give the feedback to the speaker in the group chat, or also we can text individually to the speaker. So timer is the timer. Well, I guess everyone has given the feedbacks. Let's move on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is a versatile individual with a lucid demeanor. He is known for forbearance and his helping nature. When asked what quality he thinks that needs to be celebrated in a woman, he crisply says, none, nothing. Probably we can catch hold of him after the meeting and grill him on that. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ejo Johnson. To evaluate him, we have our suite VP membership, our table topics champion, Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Over to you, Anand.
Anand's video seems to have frozen, so I assume he has some network difficulties. Okay, he's come. Anand, over to you.
Connectivity for some time. So now, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. As my target speaker, Nijo, is about to do a speech, the purpose of the speech or the project is for the members to practice developing a change management plan. The second purpose of the speech is for the members to share some aspect of change management plan, and the topic is the topic is change management without being a leader. All the best, Nijo.
Do I begin now?
Yes.
Okay. The topic is, again, managing change when you are not a leader. Now, the Toastmasters project, of course, asked me to talk about a time where I managed change when I was part of a group. Now, there are two problems that I have with this project. First is I don't like change. I like to stay within my comfort zone. I despise the times when I have had to put a foot outside my comfort zone, and it's extremely stressful. And the second part is I hate working in groups, because every time there are a few leeches who will leech onto your work. There are a few people who are very obstinate, and you have to convince them, you have to give your viewpoints and bring them onto your team. So the two problems that I have with the project are the purpose statement of this project, which is managing change and within a group. Now, all of this should give you an insight of what kind of a person I am. I hate groups and I hate managing change. So this brings me to a time when managing change was actually thrust upon me. I was 16 years old, and the outgoing president of a youth group that I was part of asked me, would you like to be the president for the next term? Now, why I was asked to be the president of this youth group was not because I was inspiring, not because I was brilliant. It was because the group had stagnated and decayed over the years so much that it was unrecognizable from what it was at the zenith of its time. And many of the older senior members had left. There was no mentorship, there was no leadership. So they were like, that this ship is sinking as it is. We might as well try somebody new who has not been part of leadership. And so this leadership was thrust upon me for this youth group. Now, the youth group, there were a few problems. Like the Toastmasters manual says, you need to analyze the situation first. So to analyze, the problems were that we were not meeting with each other enough. We were not planning out activities. We had one of the objectives of the youth group was to undertake social work amongst tribals and amongst orphan children. And this hadn't happened in the past 4 or 5 years because we did not have funds and we did not have members. So the second task that the Toastmasters project sets about is that you need to, after you analyze the situation, you need to set the outcomes that you want from the change that you're about to bring. I wanted to set, I set in terms of, like, let's see, the members, there is low membership in my youth group. That is just a symptom. The root cause is that there is no camaraderie amongst the members themselves. And secondly, there are no funds because there are no members. So how do I address these two issues simultaneously? It was very simple. The first thing is the members need to know, need to get together and relate with each other somehow. So I decided to organize a picnic. It was as simple as that. So that the people bond over food, they bond over a good location, they can spend some time together over 1 day, 2 days. And after we organized a picnic, then we also had sales of calendars, then we had fundraising events where we would auction off certain items that we made or we bought and auction of them at a high price. So we were able to raise funds like this. And then towards the end of my tenure, I would love to say that we were able to visit juvenile jails. We organized a medical camp for tribals. I know this sounds like a typical Toastmaster speech where in the end I emerge as a hero after having overcome all my obstacles, but that's not the case. All of the members within themselves, they understood why being part of such a youth group was important. And I felt that the outcomes that I had set out for after bringing about this change by increasing the membership and bringing about a good relation amongst the members. And I could see the change that I could see the good impact of the change that I planned to bring about. Another thing is, another question you could ask is, how did I measure my success? Because it's not just enough that you feel good about the changes that you bring. There have to be measurable matrices by which you can say that you've been successful. At the beginning of the term, we had about 16 active youth members, and towards the end of the term, we ended up with 35 active youth members in that youth group. Also, for regards fundraising, at the beginning of the term, we had a bank balance of about 2,000, and we ended the year with around 90,000 rupees, which enabled us to further organize medical camps, because these things are expensive, medical camps, and also visit juvenile camps, donate them shampoo, food, whatever it was. Now there were a lot of lessons that I picked up. Now this is the most crucial part of my speech. I would like to share some lessons that I picked up when I managed this team. The first thing that you always face is you face resistance towards change. Now there were a few members, senior members in the group, who were not really happy that I became the president just because of my age. So the first thing that I did is, whenever I organized a picnic or whenever I organized a visit or a medical camp, I would go to these members first and get their opinions so that they feel on board with the objective and with the activity. So they start feeling that it is their idea. So I would present my ideas in a way so that they feel as if they have taken the decisions. So in a way, I was borrowing their influence over the group, and this helped me to go about my objectives very well. Secondly, I always put in maximum effort. There is a wonderful quote by the late US President Harry S. Truman. He said, "A lot of work can be done if you do not worry about who gets the credit." So I put in a lot of effort. There were times when I have spoken to about 50 to 60 people in a day, which includes our youth members, which includes the credit was given to the youth group as a whole or to some senior member of the youth group. It did not bother me, because my objective was to get the youth group up and running. If you were to ask me what happened after I left the group, well, frankly, the group has been doing even better without me. The current people who are managing the youth group have a really good sense of camaraderie amongst them, and they have built it up so beautifully. This is something that even I could have not done. So I really appreciate the youth group and all the experiences that it gave me. With that, I would like to hand over back to our TMOD. And TMOD, I would also like to have a moment to explain why I said nothing in a woman should be appreciated. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Johnson. Speeches segment. Let's have a minute for the feedback. We can put our feedback in the group chat, or also individually to the speaker. We can text it to the speaker. Can we also know if all the speakers are qualified for the poll, or we can have a vote for the best speaker?
Yes, as a timer, Toastmaster Nijo and DTM Murli are qualified. Toastmaster Javed, his timing was 7 minutes 43 seconds. So unfortunately, he doesn't qualify for the poll.
Okay. Well, so we can have a poll for the best speaker among Toastmaster Nijo Johnson and Toastmaster Murli. Right.
The poll is on your screen. Please choose the best speaker. And I will close the poll in 3, 2, 1. And I have the result of the best speaker. This will be shared with the Toastmaster of the day to declare at the end of the meeting.
All right. Well, so now let's move on to the next segment, which is the impromptu speech segment, the table topic segment. To run this, we have our first time table topics master. She's an extrovert who enjoys life to the fullest. She loves deep conversations and loves to write poems. Her take on the one quality that needs to be celebrated in a woman is that why one, womanhood should be celebrated at the fullest, to the fullest, in its entirety. So let's welcome Toastmaster Mariam Tarwala. I hand over the control to you.
Hello, am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Mariam, and I am the table topic master for today. You can volunteer or you can volunteer to come onto the stage, or sorry, no, not the stage, but yeah, you can volunteer to speak. So just let me know if you are willing to speak, and then I will read out the topic to you. And I also request the timer to kindly note down the names of the speakers, and the time for each topic will be between 1 to 2 minutes. Thank you.
To volunteer for the table topic, please raise your hands like this. And I will unmute you.
Can I?
Ola is unmuted.
Okay.
Hello.
So I'll be out. Hi. So your topic for today is, what do you think would happen if all the people on earth turned into women for a week? I repeat, what do you think would happen if all the people on earth turned into women for a week? Over to you.
Table topic master for the Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening. For me, to be honest with you, I don't believe to have only one thing from one category, like to have only women in the world. We cannot have that thing, even if we would like to imagine it. To be honest, it will be a big hassle. They will be fighting all the time, to be honest with you. I do believe it's better to have men and women, as already God created this earth for all of us. As I always say, our life or even the things around us, we cannot have only one thing. We need to have a variety around us in order to have that, the natural mechanism in our lives. It's like the fruit salad. You cannot have only an apple only and you call it a fruit salad. You need to have an apple, banana, grape, whatever kind of fruit you would like to have it. But to have only women in the world alone, I don't think it will be really a good idea. You will see a lot of fights. You will see a lot of, you really don't want it to have that world with only women. As much as we say that life without women cannot be lived, but also at the same time, life without men cannot be lived. So this is my own point of view regarding this. Back to you.
Thank you. That was lovely. Any more volunteers for the second topic?
Hazel, and before you start, Hazel, your speech, keep an eye on where is Alifia, because she will be showing you the timer. She's the timer, okay? Over to you. Mariam.
Yes. Hi, Hazel. Your topic is women are not good drivers. What is your opinion on this statement? I repeat, women are not good drivers. What is your opinion on this statement?
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear friends. I had been for a driving test when I got married in the year 2004. I had got married and I'd been for a driving test in 2006. And when I went for the driving test for the motoring training school, many a times I was not able to coordinate the car well. So the drivers kept telling me that it's going to take a long time for me to learn driving. That's when I had kind of, I didn't give up. People told me that you need Vasta and you need to, but I didn't want to give money and pass because I wanted to put in my efforts. So I kept trying more and more. And then after failing maybe 3-4 times, I passed in the fifth attempt. And that's when I got my license. But still, I was having this fear to drive on the road. And that's when I joined my driving trainer outside. And I started driving. And then it was just that one time, with that confidence that I went, I realized that I can do it just by having that faith in myself and just by having that hope that if I just try once again, I would do it. And it was then and at that moment, there was one day which made me get that confidence, and I kind of took a turn which made me have control of my car. And I think at that moment, if I meet that person, I would like to prove him wrong, that just by putting a person down, it doesn't mean that the person cannot win. But just by working hard, you can surely get the driving license someday. Over to you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Our next volunteer, please raise your hand.
Rohena, over to you.
Hi, Rohena.
Hello.
Your topic is, if you were a woman, if you are a woman, and I gave you $1,000 to spend in a day, what would you buy? I repeat, if you are a woman and I gave you $1,000 to spend in a day, what would you buy? Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening to all of you once again. Well, me, $1,000. $1,000 is about 330 KD. So I would convert that to rupees. That would be something like 66,000 rupees or maybe 70,000 rupees. So that's a big amount for me. And I'm not going to use it on myself. No way. I am a woman. The question was framed wrong before. If I were a woman, well, yes, I am a woman, and I will first. This is a dream of mine which I want to do, and I can do it with this $1,000 that you're giving me. I would like to donate it to a school for the orphanage where they need clothes, they need books, they need things like crayons to color. They need to bring color in their life. So I would actually donate this money, the entire thing, only to them, because I want people to grow and be happy. So I want to be the root cause of their happiness. That is what I would do with the $1,000. As a woman, I wouldn't spend it on me because I'm happy with what I have. I believe in being content. And yes, give me another $10,000. Even then, I would definitely give more to charity. Then I would keep some for myself. Over to you.
Thank you. That was a very good and kind thought. And can we have another volunteer, please? Kindly raise your hand.
Neha.
Hi.
Hi, Neha.
Hi.
Okay. So your topic is, what are the 3 qualities of a woman that you are proud of? And what are the 3 qualities that you would like to change? I repeat, what are the 3 qualities of a woman that you are proud of? And what are the 3 qualities that you would like to change? Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. 3 topic. One thing I want to say, that women is a phenomenal creation of God. So there is nothing to change. Yes, you need to work on some qualities. You can do it better, but it's nothing that can change, because God has created us in such a way that He has made a complete package of men and women. Certain things belongs to men, certain things are asset for women. So the 3 things which I think is, first is, according to me, is they are very empathetic. You can go into anyone's shoes, you can think of it, what they are thinking. She's a mother. That's a quality that no one can take out and no one can have. And the third quality which I think, the heart that she has. As TM Rohina just now said, that she is very content with what she has. She donate all the money. So this is something which only women can have. Being a man, they are very selfish at times, but being a woman, I'm proud of it. And about the 3 things that, yeah, look at Nijo, he agrees to me, but his expressions are, I think, a little different. So that's okay, Nijo, we accept it. You can't have these qualities and you're jealous of us, and that we all can see. So it's okay. This is the good time. We are celebrating her. So please be with her. No, everyone has this. Doing this doesn't work. So please, and that's it. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, do we have another volunteer?
Anand Pillai.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, your topic is, what is your definition of feminism? I repeat, what is your definition of feminism?
My definition of feminism, I don't know how many of you have seen this picture of Ardhanarishwara. That is half Shiva and half Parvati. One picture has got half Shiva, half the face of Shiva, and half the part is Parvati. That is my concept of feminism. That means there is feminine within masculine and there is masculine within feminine. Men can be as much as feminine as he wants. At the same way, woman can be as much as feminine masculine she wants. So as a person, you are a mix of masculine and feminine. But in the modern world, both men and women suppress their feminine qualities and enhance their masculine qualities. Women are also brought up in an atmosphere where they feel masculine qualities are required for growth. Masculine qualities like decision making, being strong, but at the same time, feminine qualities like caring, loving, sharing, these qualities are ignored, both men and women. But feminine qualities are the need of the hour, I would say. If you feel complete, you need to be equally good in feminine as well as masculine qualities. To feel complete as a person, you should enhance both your feminine qualities and your masculine qualities, then you will feel complete as a person. That is my perspective. So my point is, you should be feminine, at the same time you should be masculine. So there is no, in that context, there is no feminism, there is no no feeling that woman should be submissive to the man. Both are equal in that extent. Men and women are wings of a same two wings of the same plane. Now both, we need both the wings to fly. That is my I am neither a feminist nor a male chauvinist. I am equal opportunity. I stand for equal opportunity for every person. Back to the table topic, master.
Thank you, and thank you for adding a whole new definition of feminism for us. Do we have time for more speakers? Any more volunteers?
Nijo, and followed by Srinivas.
Okay.
Nijo, you're on.
Yeah.
Mariam, to you.
Hi, Nijo. Your topic
Hi,
is, I'm fine, how are you? Your topic is a house husband and a working woman, or a housewife and a working husband. Which is better? I repeat, a house husband and a working woman, or a housewife and a working husband. Which is better?
Thanks a lot, Mariam, for the question. Well, this question can be very easily answered if I have the salary slips of the working husband and the working wife, which wherever you see the better amount or the greater amount, that person should be working. And the other person can choose to sit at home or do whatever he or she wants. Of course, there will be some expediencies where, let's say the woman is about to give birth, maybe she can stay at home for that period of time. After that, whoever is earning more should get out of the house. I feel this is how it should go. Secondly, we make this whole brouhaha about Women's Day. To all the women, did you guys actually choose to be women? I mean, did you do something that you got this opportunity of being a woman? No, it doesn't work like that. Why do we need to celebrate anybody just for the circumstances of his or her birth? This is like saying, let's assume, if I were to say all Indians are thieves, would you disagree with me? Yeah, just give me a thumbs up if you would say that. But if I were to say all women are amazing, would you all agree with me? Why? Just because they are women, they can have better qualities? I mean, if we cannot generalize in a negative way, we should not be allowed to generalize in a positive way as well. We can't say that all women are great or all Punjabis are very generous, or let me not go on with the examples. But that's how it works. Generalization in any form, be it positive or negative, should be avoided, which is why I feel we need not celebrate Women's Day. Another good example comes to mind is Morgan Freeman, when he was asked about why do we need to celebrate Black History Month in America? And he said, no, we don't need to do that. The minute we feel that we don't need a Black History Month, the Black History Month's purpose is fulfilled. That's how we achieve equality. We don't try to talk about it. We don't try to put women on a pedestal or men on a pedestal. I've been reminded that I've been going over time. So back to you, Mariam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Srinivas, you are unmuted.
Hi,
Mariam.
Srinivas. Your topic is, you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? I repeat, you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? Over to you.
Thanks for the topic, Mariam. Crying is just an emotion. I would not like to term it as either a weakness or a strength. It is a very simple emotion that is expressed by one and all human beings. And it is a response to a situation. It could be a response to an expression. It could simply be a language with which we communicate. Now, if you see, it's a very unique language with which infants communicate. And crying has been termed by psychologists as a way to relieve yourself of any stressful situation. And crying is also a weakness or a strength by communicate. Over to you, Mari.
Maria.
Hello. Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have more speakers? Should we?
According to the table topic master, no, we should end.
Okay.
Do you want to ask for the timers report? Where is the timer?
Yes.
Timer, can you list the speakers who are eligible for the best table topic?
Every Anand, Toastmaster Nijo, Toastmaster Rohena, and Toastmaster Srinivas and Toastmaster Hazel. There were 7 speakers and all 7 have been qualified.
Okay, poll is coming up. So you will now see the poll on your screen. Choose the best table topic speaker. You have 7 choices. The poll launches in 3, 2, 1. We have a good amount of voting going on. And please, those who have not voted, please vote. Currently, there is a tie, and I like to break that before I end the polling. Anybody? The poll will end in 3, 2, 1. Sana.
Well, this brings us to the end of the table topic section. And now let's move on to the evaluation segment. Let me hand over the reins to the general evaluator. I just have to make a small announcement. Toastmaster Sana Dalvi, the evaluator of Toastmaster Javed, had to leave. So he would be now evaluated by Toastmaster Farhan. So over to you, Toastmaster and Area Director Cajetan Barretto.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. It's my pleasure to run this evaluation segment of this unique meeting. We have at one point around 33 participants. We are down to 27 now, but that's still a good number. Let's make this last segment fun and interesting. So let's start with the speech evaluations. And I'm trying to locate Tabassum, who will be our first evaluator. And yeah, I can see her. So let me introduce my first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Tabassum, who will evaluate the speech delivered by DTM Murali. Over to you.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Good evening. Yeah, audible.
Thank you so much. Well, I think I'm getting a call from Murli. I have to put it on a missed call. Good evening, all dear Toastmasters from all around the world, the phenomenal Toastmaster. And Nito, a phenomenal woman, is going to evaluate a phenomenal district director, Murli, for today. Congratulations, Murli, on completing your second speech of your project, of your third path, second project, and you have effectively delivered a speech. Now, today's speech is all about the incorporation of all the recommendation which was suggested in the first speech. So I will begin with dividing my speech into three parts. The first is all the plus point and how well you have incorporated the recommendation which was given by evaluator DTM Wafa Salman. You started off with a good question, which was a hook question, whether all of you attend missed call. Now, we all know in today's world how we attend missed call and we decide whom to choose and whom not to choose. So that is very inevitable. And you started by saying a build-up of a scenario whereby how crucial it is that if we do not attend a missed call, it can lead to some kind of problem whereby a child was trying to connect to his parent. So a good scenario you try to build up to convince that why we should attend the missed call. Now, coming to a few recommendations, it is like the light effect which was there at the back, which was very distracting. There was a light which was focusing on your head and I couldn't see your face properly. So next time you can just take care about having that light effect. And the second recommendation that you very effectively took off DTM Wafa was, she said that she wasn't entirely convinced with your speech. So what new you added in the speech is earlier you were saying on a kind of a distress mode that you have to pick up a missed call. But today you added one element of a lucrative thing. That is, if a city center calls you and you get $1 million and that is how you'll miss the call. So that is one way you convinced everybody that yes, you have to pick up a call. So these are the plus points that you added in your speech. Now, one more recommendation was there that you could have added some statistics whereby we would see that, you know, how the repercussions of having these not attending to the call. So there I was like not entirely convinced by it. So overall, I think you did justice to your second speech and all the best to your next project. Back to you.
Thank you, Area Director Tabassum Ali. And one more thing I would like to address to my remaining evaluators is that the timer is again Alifia, and the timing, if you can just explain, Alifia, the timings for the evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes, how you will show.
Well, the timing for evaluation segment is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, I'll be raising the green card. Can you see here? I'm putting near the camera. At 2.5, I'll be showing the yellow. And on the 3rd minute, I'll be showing the red. You have 30 seconds to wind up. The red will be displayed till you finish your speech. No indication for overtime. Back to the general evaluator.
Evaluators, please keep an eye on Alifia in your window. The next evaluator who will evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Javed is Toastmaster Farhan. Toastmaster Farhan, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I would just like to inform everybody that while Javed was speaking, I was actually having a technical issue and I couldn't really listen to his speech. But what Sana has done is she has sent her evaluation to me, so I would just be basically reading that out. So Toastmaster Javed, a very apt speech working from home, considering that there was this situation that we all are in, where most of the people are either working at home or they're just locked up at home. So the title of your speech was really catchy and in line with the current situation. Flow of your subject was very good, and Sana could relate to it because she is also working from home. And the best part is how you put it with the theme of the day, where you talked about how your wife is dealing with the current situation at home. Now, the areas of improvement is that with the challenges that you are facing currently with the online meetings, you were not really audible at times. Your vocal variety wasn't there. That was one thing. And the other aspect was even your facial expressions didn't show much of emotions while you spoke. So these are your 2 points where you could really work on improving. So overall, a great speech, keeping in line with the situation nowadays and with the theme. Just the 2 points for improvement is your vocal variety and your emotional expressions. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saran, for that evaluation. And our last prepared speech evaluator who will evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Nijo is Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Toastmaster Anand.
Good evening, one and all, and especially good evening to my target speaker, Nijo. Nijo, first of all, let me congratulate you for this nice speech. First of all, that selection, the topic is very intriguing. Managing the change without being the leader, that is intriguing. So, moment I heard the topic, it roused a question that how you do that. And secondly, you have narrated something out of your real experience. The conviction of what you are speaking was evident throughout the speech. The second aspect is that I can tell with full conviction that you met the objectives of the speech. You explained when you were selected as the president of that youth group, you explained very well the context by which you were selected as a president. You explained the condition of the organization at that point of time. Then you narrated what were the steps you have taken to revive the group, to resuscitate that group. And then at the end, you explained the condition of that group and also gave some statistics, some figures that membership has grown from 16 to 35. And also your funds have grown from 2,000 to 90,000. And you also explained what did you do with that extra funds even after you qualities. And there were also some people who were not interested, not happy when you become president, and you also explained what you did to incorporate them exactly. So I can tell with full conviction that you met the objectives of the speech. You explained very well how did you manage that. You managed that change, and you explained it very well how did you manage that change. So speech objectives you have met. Now coming to the points of improvement, there from our lively meetings in Better Books to this online virtual meeting, there is a phenomenal change. I think you have managed that change pretty well, but there are limitations of body movement, etc. So if you could go a little bit more in your facial expressions and use your hand gestures, then you could have been more effective. I would also suggest you make effective use of poses. Then for a speech, second point of improvement is for a speech of this nature, if you could incorporate humor, or if you could incorporate twist, suspense, these things will make any speech greatly interesting. So if you could think from that perspective, and if you could incorporate these elements into the speech, that would have become the speech very well. And to end, there could be stories, could incorporate stories or anecdotes. By the way, I really like the quote of Harry S. Truman, which you said, if you don't care who gets the credit, you can achieve a lot of things. That is something which is a great quote. I really liked it very much. That is useful for all of us. Overall, I would definitely say it's a greatly interesting speech. All the best, Nijo.
Thank you, Anand, for that wonderful evaluation. And may I ask, Alifia, what is your protocol? Do you all include grammarians in your evaluation in your club?
We do.
You
Yes,
do?
we do.
Okay. So let me now ask a grammarian, a lovely Rohena, to deliver her grammarian report.
Good evening, all, once again. Coming to the grammarian report, well, this turned out to be a phenomenal meeting with all of you all being actually phenomenal in creating a phenomenal meeting. Well, I did not give the definition in the beginning, and I don't think any of you all noticed or did not point it out to me. But phenomenal actually means, doing something extraordinary, something out of the routine, out of the ordinary. And yes, an example, a phrase commonly used is, having a phenomenal memory, or she's a phenomenal lady. So I think this meeting, few of y'all who have used the word have used it in the right context. I won't name y'all because you know who you are and you all did a good job. About the good usage, coming to the good usage, I did catch a few good phrases like unprecedented, close down, anticipate, anarchy, total chaos, utterly shocking, keeping a foot outside the comfort zone, obstinate people, zenith of its time. Now, Nietzsche's speech, he's like our man of words. When he starts on, it's like you just can listen and listen and listen continuously. So he had like lots to say, and of course, I also loved the Harry S. Truman's quote. A lot of work can be done if you do not worry who gets the credit, and that really happens. Women are empathetic, they are mothers, and they have a heart, said by our Neha. Yes, that's very true. And then I liked what Nietzsche said about making a big brouhaha. Well, don't forget that man is nothing without a woman. It's a part of woman. It is a response to a situation. So again, I did catch really good phrases here. Coming to a few bad phrases that I picked up, it's mattresses, not matrices. Someone said someone's else. No, it's someone else's. And intriguing, no, it's intriguing. So that makes it more intriguing. That's all. And back to the TM.
Thank you.
General
I will ask the timer to tell me the timing so we can issue the poll for the best evaluator. 1 minute. Timer unmuted. Okay, go ahead.
Toastmaster Rohena, Toastmaster Tabassum, and Toastmaster Farhan qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Anand Pillai took 3 minutes 36 seconds to wrap up his evaluation, so he's disqualified.
Okay, so the poll will come up for Tabassum, Farhan, and Rohena in a very short time. Okay, the poll is ready. We'll see it on your screen. Give me a second. Best evaluator and the poll on your screen. Please vote. Okay, good amount of voting going on. And few more, please. That's it. The poll ends in 3, 2, 1. So we have the best evaluator. I will be sharing all 3 names to the Toastmaster of the day in a private chat message very shortly. And a final report is a counter report. And for that, may I invite Sriram. Is he here? Okay. Your video is not on, I guess. It's difficult for me to locate you. Where did he disappear? Okay, there he is. Okay,
Hi.
over to you.
Hi. So with respect to our counter, so I will start with the prepared speech. So for Murli Manohar, he had used ah like 2 times, and for Javed, I was unable to hear his audio clearly, so I could not identify any issues. So it's due to audio quality that I could not find anything. And for Nijo, he had used the same word twice, like not, we, the like that. So he has repeated the same words more than once. And with respect to the table topic, Hazel has used 13 times, and Rohaina has used 2 times, and Neha has used 1 time. And Anand Pillai has used 11 times, and Srinivas had used 1 time. Now, during the evaluation phase, Tabassum has used 6 times, Farhan has used 7 times, and Anand has used the words like extended, like so, you, like that. He did not stop exactly on time, so he continued the word saying that you, like that. And the number of times he used was 8 times. That is the report for our counter. Thank you.
Thank you, my lovely team of evaluators who have given us an assessment of our meeting today. And finally, it is my turn to give a general evaluation of this entire meeting. As you know, we are learning, and that is the most important thing, that we are learning and we are interested in learning. For the next one meeting at least, we can assume that we will have to conduct it online. So there are some valuable lessons that we might have learned today that you could apply in your next meeting. So what I would like to start with is, first of all, the meeting was conducted very nicely. We had so many people joining us from all over the world. It looked colorful. It is being recorded as I speak now, so I could share some of the recordings with you all, just to see how you can improve upon this meeting. But the very fact that we did it and we got this response is the important lesson that we should be learning from here. What we could do in the next meeting, first of all, we are Timbre talkers. So where's the banner? So what could be done is, the sergeant of arms or the president, for example, could it hang it behind so that we know that we are in this meeting. Introductions in an online meeting is a challenge. And I would advise either the president to approach it in a slightly different way. Perhaps just name the person who's there, acknowledge them, because unmuting, muting individually takes a lot of time. And also because the number of guests will be more in such meetings, especially during these days where people are curious. If we were to introduce all of the speakers, it would take time. And it did take time, more than 5 minutes, I think, than the allotted time for the president. So we could just introduce, we have this person in our midst, we have this distinguished dignitary in our midst. So that would speed up that process of introduction, or trying to find who to unmute at that point in time. Kudos to our Toastmaster of the day for putting the theme behind. Very well done. good speeches, and good evaluations all around. As far as online meetings are concerned, what could we do to make it better? And I keep telling this whenever I do training or whether I do pre-meeting checks whenever somebody joins. Try to find a quiet room. Try to place your camera on a stable surface so you are not moving all over the place. It could distract the speakers. And most importantly, keep the video on, because if you're coming for a Toastmaster meeting, why are we coming? We want that face-to-face interaction. Otherwise, we wouldn't be coming. If it was just to deliver a speech, I could use a webinar tool like GoToMeeting where I just present and everyone is just listening to me. But without that feedback, it's not Toastmasters. So the feedback is very important. At the end of each speech, use the chat feature to send your feedback to the speaker. And that way, also for the speakers, I would advise prepare yourself, understand your limitations. So if you try to demonstrate body language by going too far behind, the disadvantage is that we can't hear you. So there is a cost benefit between what you want to achieve and what you can do with the technology. So if you really want to step back and use your body language, you'll have to invest in Bluetooth speakers, for example, where we would be able to hear you. At the same time, your video, you can go backwards and then use the stage, a bigger stage. So these are the things we have to keep learning as we progress, and hopefully very soon we will be back into our meeting rooms in better books where we can really enjoy the true essence of Toastmasters. With that, I conclude and hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Sana.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Cajetan. We really, look forward and incorporate all your feedbacks in our next meetings. Well, this leads to the end of the education session and some very lovely takeaways on the theme for me. Patience, resilience, so with these lovely, beautiful, phenomenal thoughts, I would like to surrender my role. So let me pass on the reins to our president, very lovely
Before you
DTM
do that,
Alithia Lakrawala.
before you do that, Sanam, please
Yes.
note that if you check your chat, the winners are in your chat box.
Yes,
So
yes,
either you
I
announce it or hand it over
did.
to Alithia.
Yeah, I did that. So
Thank you, Sana, for doing a wonderful job. I think we've had so many participants attending from different clubs and thoroughly being on the other side of the screen, but we all have enjoyed. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Before I move on, announcing the award, in Timbre Talkers, we have a practice of having vote for the best role player of the day. So I would request Toastmaster Cajetan to create another poll for the best role player of the day. The role players for today are the Toastmaster of the day, the General Evaluator, the Table Topic Master, the Timer, and the Art Answer. So kindly attendees, just take a minute and please vote for your
So
you can say the role players rather than the names.
Okay, I had not planned this particular.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that in the beginning.
Hang on. Okay, you said you want a poll for the best role player?
Yes.
Okay, who are the role players? Can you please give their names?
We have the Toastmaster of the day, the General Evaluator, the Table Topic Master, the Timer, and the R Counter.
Okay, role play. Choose the best role play. Can you please read out their names to me?
Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Sana Fatima.
Yes.
Then After the general evaluator,
Table topic master.
that's Mariam
Yes.
and
Timer, myself, and our counter.
Olivia. Our counter is Sriram. That's it? Okay. Okay, poll is ready. And role player on your screen. The poll will end in 3, 2, 1. Done. Thank you very much for your votes. Over to you, Alifia.
Thank you. May we have a dignitary amongst us. He is the district director from District 105, DTM Robin Anand. Cajetan, please.
Yes. Welcome, Robin.
May we have the honor of you addressing our meeting today online, please, Robin?
Good evening to all of you. It is really a pleasant surprise for me because an online meeting and, an amazing general evaluation. Toastmaster Cajetan, I think I'm really thoroughly impressed, how you could add value. I just joined in when you were speaking. It is really amazing, to see the care you took to give feedback to everyone, and all these points are extremely valid. Yes, I think, Alifia, you look extremely good, but I think a banner behind you would have made you look even better. So I think a very well captured point. And of course, some of the other points were brilliant. And I think congratulations to all of you, because I think online is the way to go. We're all struggling with, being shackled inside, but I think this is the way to break the shackles and come out. And I think you guys are doing extremely well, because extremely well prepared host. So Alifia, well done. And I think all the role players look extremely keen and very positive. So I think that's a good sign, because I've been part of many virtual meetings for the last 4-5 days. And I think your meeting is really, I would rate it very high, because you guys are very well organized and doing a great job. So I wish you all the best, and I hope that for all of us that the situation improves. We definitely want to learn a new skill, but not under these circumstances. So I think we will take it as it goes, but I'm happy to be here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Alifia, for having me.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you for the valuable feedback, and thank you for joining.
Thank you. My pleasure.
With this, I think we are ready with the votes. May I invite the Toastmaster of the day to take over and announce the votes, and we will just clap in the background since she was the TMOD for today. Kindly, Sana, please announce the awards for today.
Well, thank you so much. And today's first poll was that of the best speaker. And the best speaker is Toastmaster Nija Johnson.
I think we can all unmute ourselves and clap for
the
very good thing.
Congratulations, Nijo.
Why women should not be celebrated?
Toastmaster Nija, do you have something to say?
I think Sana did her job really phenomenally, and thanks to Cajetan also, another phenomenon in our midst.
Okay. Well, next award is for the best table topic speaker, and that
Someone's eating.
The stable topic speaker, Toastmaster Rohana.
Toastmaster Rohana.
Best
Okay.
evaluate.
I need
And
to
the
hear
award
my
best
name.
evaluator again goes to Toastmaster Rohana.
Congrats, Rohena.
Evaluator.
Double award.
As a grammarian.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And I would
Thank
like
you
to
so much.
announce the best role player for today. Any guesses?
Celebrating
Tia
her.
Modi. Tia Modi.
We have the moderator
Cajetan.
and evaluator, Toastmaster, Area Director, Cajetan Barretto.
Whoa.
Wow. He deserves it.
Very impressive.
Thank you. With this, we come to the end of a phenomenal meeting at Time to Talkers, meeting number 230. Hopefully, we'll be virtual for some time as the leaders of the world have come and given the message. This is going to be the way for some time, creativity at its best. We'll be seeing you shortly in a span of 15 days on the 31st of March. And innovative regarding so thank you each and everybody added value to our meeting. And
Thank you all for coming.
I think me and Cajetan were online at the talk at 5 o'clock in the evening. And it's almost
Cajetan,
9:30.
thank you, Cajetan.
From the bottom of
Thank
my
you.
heart, thank you for your valuable support. We really appreciate. Thank you for the time. Thank you for that.
Let's have a group picture.
How do we do that?
Screenshot.
Screenshot.
Either it's on the mobile or it's over here. I'll take it.
So everyone,
show up on the videos.
Big smile. 3, 2, 1. Actually,
Okay,
I haven't
take
taken a
care.
picture, but it is being recorded, so I'll just take the screenshot.
Yeah, better. That's better.
Anyway, great meeting. Thank you everyone for this opportunity. I hope you all continue this. Don't stop the meetings. If you can't meet in person, you have a good platform. Use it, and good night to you all.
Good night,
everyone.
Good night. Goodbye.